Hello, let's do Wordle number 1296 for Sunday, January 5th. Yesterday's word was relax. Ooh, are we an ER word today? Let's see if we can avoid getting stuck immediately in the ER trap. I could do like an RE here. That's actually not too uncommon. What's a good word? So if we're thinking we're an ER word, that middle letter is often kind of what we want to narrow down. So like we'd want like a W there. We probably want a T, a P, K, N. I don't know, something along those lines. What if I did trend? I think trend gets some good letters. All right. Still pointing at being an ER word. Can we get away with? I mean, I guess we could do an ER at this point, but let's see. Can we get like? I think power is good. It gets some of those middle letters, the P and the W, and OER is the most dangerous trap. Which maybe I shouldn't get into the OER right away, but let's just see. All right, it is an ER word. It's not OER, so we're UER or IER or a weirder word. We know we aren't EEER. Sorry, EER. That's an E too many times. We could technically start with E, which would be interesting, but let's look at IER. So we aren't repeating the R unless it's here, and I don't think that works for I or U. I think Führer is accepted, but I doubt they'd ever make that the answer. I don't know. Do we want like S and M and G? What can I do? Gamer? No, I want I though. A is already used up. Giver. Giver might be good. Okay, so we might be UER. We are on guess 5, and we're in the ER trap, and we don't have enough info. So I think I may have to pull out a full filler here, but let's think about what's actually left. Because there might not be much left here if I've done my job right. Let's look at UER first. What are I mean, it could be surer. That would be quite the word today. Surer. So that repeated R is something I need to watch out for. I did mention Führer, which I really doubt that's ever going to be the answer, right? That would be controversial. Curer? Someone who cures? I'm not sure. Could be. So a lot of these RER words and anything else though. Anything that doesn't use the R. Can't do like super. I'm honestly not seeing one. We can't even do like QU because the middle letter can't be E, so we can't do a queer. So yeah, we wouldn't be able to put a vowel after that. Let's look at other. I don't know. I'm gonna start this for a second longer. Juror is another one. Ooh. So there's a lot of these URERs we got to watch out for, and there's too many of them to just guess one of them. Because then we'll just be guessing. There'll be very much a chance to lose. I don't remember which ones we've had before. So I gotta watch out for that. Is cuber a word? I think there might be too many left to even do it in one filler, but I think if I do a filler, I would want to put an R here to see if it's one of those. But even within that, there's surer, juror, curer. I don't think I'm going to get a J. I should confirm that there's a U at all. And then we had cuber. The C does give me... Maybe I should do SCR. Scrub? Scrub might be the best option. Surer, curer. If it's not, if the R is there and we have a U, then we're going to be, and we don't have the S or C, we're going to be juror. If it's cuber, we'll have the B. There may be other forms that aren't that U second, but I don't know how much better I'm going to do here, so I'm just going to lock this in. Ooh, is it? Okay. There's no U. Hold on. So it's something I didn't think of, but I might have gotten lucky here. The R, so there is only the one R. There's a B and a C. Cyber. Ooh. Good thing I thought of Cuber. Wow. Yeah. Whew. Cyber. I think I might have been okay with cyber just because, like, if I had just gone for a word with U there, and the U would have been gray. But yeah, I mean that would have just been luck, right? There was no reason to believe it had to be like that. But I don't know if there's another word that had that Y there. I am curious if I got lucky anyway. Let's check the Wordle bot. So I did relax. We got this in hard mode. It's going with trope. Interesting. I went with trend. Is that in the list? It is not. All right. I went with trend, and we still just got the RE. Now it's saying worse. See, it's avoiding getting into that ER as much as possible. I just went with power, which is not in the list here. All right. Power just got the ER. We're down to 11 answers. That's actually not as many as I thought. And cyber's the only one. Ooh, Ember. It wouldn't have been Ember at the end of my thing, but Ember was there for a while. And skier. Okay, well, anything. So after you eliminate the I and the U, I think it's only cyber and Ember, and I did distinguish those, so I think I was good. There's a bunch of unlikelies. I'm not sure how many of these I like. Icier. Some of these I would that Cuber, Curer, are a bunch of ones that I probably would have considered as possible. All right, it suggests biker. That's actually pretty neat. I did giver. Is that in the list? It's not. Guyber is in the list. What's that B? And still only the ER. And so now we're down to buyer, cyber, ember, surer, usher. I did not think of buyer. I did not think of usher. Interesting. But there was no U, so it wouldn't have been either of those. It's suggesting to go with buyer. Buyer distinguishes them. But again, there's all these unlikelies. Cuber, curer, I had thought of. I didn't think of Shire, but I would have thought that was possible. Umber, I'm not sure if I think Umber was possible. I think those are the big ones. Cuber, Curer, and Shire. I went with, okay, and I didn't do a hard mode guess, but buyer does it, so it's going to suggest that regardless. But I went with scrub as a filler. And I turned off hard mode, right? So we end up with this yellow, 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 and it was only cyber, according to the bot. All right. So I did find a good filler, at least for what it ended up being. I'm not sure if scrub would have done it from here. I could analyze that. Scrub. What would buyer look like with scrub? Let's just... See, what's nice about scrub is it does tell us surer, because the R will be green. Otherwise, R will be yellow. So surer is out, right? We figure out surer. Buyer from scrub, we get the B and the U. And this is the only one with B and U. Cyber, we get the C and the B. That's what we saw with scrub. So that's good. Ember, we get the B but no C and no U. And so that's going to distinguish Ember, because Ember's the only one with the B that doesn't have a C or a U in it. Surer, we get the green R. We said that. And then Usher is just going to be, yeah, it's not going to match any of the patterns for these other ones because we had the C, we had the B. All right, it was a good filler for what was left. Let's go back and see it solved from relax. I'm really curious because it is an ER word. So it's looking at how it does hard mode in ER. This bot, this Wordle Calcal bot, is very good at hard mode. The built-in bot from New York Times is not good at hard mode because it gets right into traps and then loses. It can actually lose, which is crazy. Trope. So it was, I have to remember, it was cyber. So we get the E yellow, the R yellow, and then diner. So it's eliminated OER. Now it's going for the IER, and it's going right for that ER there. And as we get cyber, okay. Now it's going to go for that double E, sheer. Cyber still nothing other than the ER. And now we're down to buyer or cyber. So even if it gets unlucky and goes for buyer, it still it still gets cyber after that. So it gets cyber in 6. So this is definitely a difficult word, starting with getting right into the ER trap. So basically, my good rule of thumb is don't have your start have both E and R in it if you're playing in hard mode. If you're not playing in hard mode, you know, you can always do a filler like I did. But if you're playing in hard mode, try not to have your start have both an E and an R in it. And if you have one of ER in it, but not both, and if the E or the R ends up with a color suggesting it could be an ER word, don't guess the other one right away. Get all the other letters out of the way first so you don't get trapped with having to use up ER in that slot and not getting new info per guess. All right, Saleh. So notice how Saleh does not start with both E and R. Reist does, and it's a little bit worse. But at least they aren't ending in ER. But it's interesting that there is Reist here. It's very, very good at hard mode, even if it gets in the ER trap, though. Okay, so we have that E green. Cyber has nothing else. And notice it doesn't, these are slightly worse getting us into the ER trap. Instead, it does an ED word, trying to get rid of that D. So it's going to go with pined. And cyber has, again, just the E. Now, again, it's still not going into the ER trap. It's going for Moby, so it's going to end in Y. I don't know what Moby means, though. But that actually has the B in place and as the Y. So we should be good on that now. Yeah, so it gets cyber in 4, which is nutty. And notice how it did not ever guess an R until it had to, and it was the answer. All right. Well, very informative word today. A little bit scary. I probably would have been fine not doing a filler, but I didn't know that. And I think that they're, interestingly, because of what wasn't on the answer list according to the bot, there was a way through without doing a filler, but I didn't know that. And I hadn't thought of all the words. All right, cool. Well, how'd you do?